Come on, baby. It's you and me. We were meant to be. Oh, come on in here. Oh,
turn the lights down, man. Get the lights off. Let's go. Yeah.
Why you laughing, son?
Because I know it's
I think y'all better leave this place, 'cause I'm about to catch a case. You're contagious.
Touch me, baby.
Give me what you got.
All right, we shouldn't sing that during this time.
Sexy lady.
Ooh.
All right. Yo, what's goody? No contagious during this season.
Correct.
But we're here, man. Thank you for joining us again. The lovely Mrs. Williams.
And that's Mr. Williams.
Smooth right there. Yeah, man, we out here. We back to you with some content.
Changing up our scenery a little bit. Give us a little bit of feedback. You like us on the couch, a little bit more comfy, or we thought.
Still got that though. That thumbs on.
Yeah, that doesn't change. So.
And we're gonna please remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave your comments, questions, everything. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right, we getting into it today. About to ruffle some feathers today.
Not mine.
What we talking about, man? What we talking about? Black men don't cheat, by the way. What we talking about, man? What we talking about?
We are talking about coming back from, or if you want to come back from, infidelity. Some
foulness going on.
Some foulness in your relationship.
And by that, we mean the obvious cheating, but there's different types of cheating. So you physically got it on. There's mental cheating. You know what I mean?
Disrespect.
There's lying. So do you choose to deal with that? Do you come back from that? How do you come back from that? Because there's a lot that has to be done after that from the offender and the offended. So
very true.
No doubt.
So let's just
when she does that means she got something to say.
Let's just start with because we're gonna probably touch on all of these topics, but let's just start with the cheating. Either one.
Okay.
Your spouse, your man or your lady cheats. First of all, you have the initial shock of it happening. Of course, there's some emotions that take place.
I'm sure that's first.
Yeah, that's the first stage.
You find out.
Yeah.
And it's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And for some ladies, it stops there. Like the whole process of anything in reconciliation stops there. Because then it turns into what's that movie with Whitney Houston and the three girlfriends? They was all friends. Oh, I can't remember the name of the movie.
Oh, Waiting to Exhale.
Waiting to Exhale.
Okay. So you burning clothes.
You burning clothes. You're cutting up.
That's anger.
Yeah.
You angry.
You're mad. So instead of your first thought being let's have a conversation or let's see what he has to say, your immediate reaction is anger, and you retaliate and you take action on that. That's not good. Don't do that.
Right, but it's understandable, because depending on the situation, let's say you're married, or let's say you've been in a relationship for 5-10 years, and this happens, you feel disrespected, you feel lied to, you might not have known anything was wrong. Right. Oftentimes, it's all peachy.
Yeah.
And you think, when you've had a conversation with your spouse and something's wrong, like y'all been talking like, yo, this is not happening, blah, 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 blah. and you find out that happens, not saying you're not going to be upset, but you can kind of be like, okay, this is why I get it. You know what I mean? But when you just don't have any clue, that's
and trust when I say you're entitled to your feelings, you're entitled to your emotions, but the Bible says sin not, which means your actions after your anger or after your emotions need to be at a certain level, which is you're not supposed to, act a certain way. But after you get past that part, say you take that other route and you find out and you have a conversation, this could go so many different ways. Like, what if they lie and say, no, I didn't.
We're talking about hard evidence, though. Like,
all right, so you got the pictures. The girl
popping.
hit you like, hey, my name is Keisha, and your man's been over my house every night. Well, how do I know? She sends you pictures of him and her together.
Yeah, you know what's popping.
You got the evidence. You got the information. Where do you go from there?
Mm-hmm. This is a one. I can't speak from what a woman.
So from my perspective, it's going to be some feelings and some harsh ones, and then it's going to be a conversation. Because I want to know. I think we all ask the questions when we already know the answer. That just makes things even worse.
Yeah. So that's what I sometimes don't get.
Yeah.
Like, what's the questions? What are you asking?
Yeah. Don't ask. Are you cheating on me?
Mm-hmm.
You already know the answer. You got the evidence. So you know he's cheating. Your next question should be, why are you seeing this other woman?
Okay, so let's dive into that. So you found out, you get over the initial anger. Mm-hmm. You're angry. Mm-hmm. I think you should remove yourself from the situation as best as possible. Like, I think you should leave or tell him to, if y'all living together, maybe he needs to leave for a couple days, or you should leave. I think you should leave the situation.
Ain't nobody doing
being in front of him, being in front of the other person is just going to cause something really foul. I think in my opinion, I think you should leave the situation so you can clear your head.
Okay.
To me.
Okay. And I think it depends. I would confront. I'd be like, okay, listen. But
can you hear this person in the mental mind you're in? Can you even hear
it depends. Obviously, if you went to that next step of after anger, because you might be angry on Monday and you may not say nothing to him until Thursday.
See, I don't think that's fair either, man. Because now you in the crib, you looking at him side eyes, you beating this nigga in his sleep, and
plotting on him.
You won't be affectionate with him, and he doesn't know what's going on. He think it's all good,
right? But so, he might. Yeah, you're right. But anyway, if it was me, that's probably what I would do. Mm-hmm. I would be stewing on it, or I would be processing it in anger, because we're older, mm-hmm. and we've been through some things in relationships, so mm-hmm. we know the consequences of just going on 10 right then and there is probably not the best idea. But for someone who's hasn't had many relationships, or is trying to transition from that, I'm on 10, Tasha-like girl. Mm-hmm. Tasha meaning from Why Did I Get Married? I think that's what her name was.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Tasha Mack from The Game.
Tasha Mack too, from The Game. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking of Why Did I Get Married? The ex-football player's wife. Mm-hmm. She just always on 10. Mm-hmm. But how to transition from that all the time to having a more level head so that you can have a conversation. Because also too, there's a part in this that you played. So that's why I say...
That's something to get into too.
That's what I say. I'm going to be mad. Mm-hmm. But me personally, I'm going to step back and I'm going to be like, okay, where was I? She's saying this was on last Thursday. What was I doing? Where was I? If I'm just home chilling, then there's no excuse for that. But if I've been working, if I've been hanging out with my girls, or my man is not my main focus or my main priority, I have to look in the mirror at myself and be like,
So that's the reason for taking a step back, taking a few days to process, so you can look at all angles.
Yeah, it ain't about him. At this point,
he did it.
I got proof. Let's see let's see what the whole picture is. I'm a big picture type person. So I'm going to look and I'm going to be like, okay, where was I? What was I doing? How was I doing it?
All right. So you're talking about 2020 Leeisha. Okay. You're talking about 2020 Leeisha, man.
There are some
2014 Leeisha. Let's even go back 2010 Leeisha. We're not talking about like, okay, that's all we can talk about 2020 Leeisha.
There isn't. I've experienced this myself.
You've evolved.
So my short story is my boyfriend at the time cheated on me. Even got the girl pregnant. So I went as far as to I confronted him and he said, "You're never here." And at that time I was working and I was going to school. I actually had 2 jobs at that time. 2 jobs and I was going to school at night. So when he told me, "You're not here," and I was like, I wasn't. So I kind of, and I don't know if I should have or not, but I took that as I fucked this up.
You blame, see that, and that's,
and I stayed.
That was a good strategy on his part. He did his thing. That was, so look, that was good. You know what I mean? You put the guilt on the other party. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because why are you working 2 jobs and trying to get all this? But why? Why are you doing that?
I like shoes.
What is the other person in a relationship doing that you have to work 2 jobs and get all this? Man.
There was none. I wasn't supporting him. I wasn't taking care of him. I wasn't giving him money. He had his own situation. He didn't have a car, so he was driving my car. Mm-hmm. But still, it wasn't like I was working to take care of him. We weren't living together. It was nothing like that. It was
just wasn't there.
I was in my zone. I needed to finish school, and I happened to be working at the mall. I love shoes. I love people. So, main job, part time, and
so as a man and as a woman, men I think handle it probably much differently.
Oh, definitely.
Than women, because we have and women, I want you to comment if you can. We have the thought that if a woman is cheating, it's real cheating. Like it's that woman has feelings for this other person. In most cases, not all the time. You got some females jumping off, you know what I mean? But in most cases, the female has feelings for the other person. The emotional side is attached to cheating, whereas if a man is cheating, we just trying to get that off. It's nothing emotional on that side. Yeah. So when for us, if our lady is cheating, it kind of means for us that it's a wrap. For real. Like because you've lost her emotionally, you've lost her mentally. Yeah. So it's a wrap. Because a woman's going to take a lot, in general case, in most parts, before she does what she does, before she leaves.
All right. So we go back to, in our scenario, we find out the information, the hard evidence that your man is cheating on you. We wait a couple days, stewing, like he says, plotting and beating you in your sleep. And then we confront you. At that time, like I said, the right questions need to be asked, because obviously you already know what's going on. Now you need to figure out why. It doesn't matter who. I think a lot of people focus on the wrong person in these situations. They're worried about the girl or the guy.
What if it's your cousin?
I'm gonna have some beef with my cousin, but I'm saying
that matters.
No, that's another situation though. If it's a nobody, we don't know who it is, then it's whatever. The problem is between you and your man, or you and your lady. So we bring it to you. The right questions need to be asked for there to be communication, and we hope at that time that there is truthfulness taking place, because then it goes a whole other direction if they denying it or lying about it. So.
But you're not asking about the cheating part, because you already know that. So
correct.
When you ask about why you weren't there, it's just as simple as that. We're good after that.
So we need to have a more in-depth conversation. If I'm not there, why am I not there? What did you tell me? Did you express to me? Did we have these conversations multiple times? Is it one time that I didn't go to a game with you and you mad about it, so you gonna go off and cheat? Or is it continuous opportunities that are missed and where the man is feeling like he's neglected? So if it's that case, then yes, there needs to be some restructuring of that relationship.
Okay. So that happens. They answer the questions to, you gain the information you were looking for. What happens after that? What's next steps? Like, are you at that point deciding if you want to continue?
Yes.
Or if you see what I see sometimes, or a lot of times for women, is they leave it up to the man to see if they want to continue the relationship. It's not up to him. It's up to you. You got to figure out, I want to stay, so can we work this out? Yeah. Or I'm willing to work it out now. Yeah. It's not up to him at that point.
So,
in my opinion.
Yeah, when you're having that conversation, it needs to be, are we willing to move forward? Because it takes two of you to be in a relationship. Now, if it's one person in this, then that's a whole nother situation that y'all got to deal with. One person meaning, I'm the one putting forth all the effort, or I'm the one that's saying I'm sorry all the time, or I'm the one always trying to make the changes or see that there's a problem. If there's no feedback from the other person, or that other person isn't, feeding into the relationship, then it needs to be another conversation, and that young lady needs to go.
So 95% of the time, the man is going to say, yes, I want to work it out. Because, correct, like I said, he's cheating to get attention. Right.
So, yeah, and I'm a firm believer in... Sadly, it happens. Like, us as women, we get focused on the wrong things sometimes, or we're taught, the wrong things. I mentioned in another video how, like, my mom was work driven. She thought taking care of her family was working all the time. A lot of times we're not told to focus on ourselves first, and then our husbands, and then our children. It's sometimes in the wrong order. So it happens. We're going to talk about it, and then moving forward, some things better be different.
Okay, so this is maturity, because a lot of women, like, let's keep it a buck, they're not going through those steps.
No, they're not going through all of the steps, but I do feel like you stay. The first time it happens, you stay.
But the most important thing that you mentioned is looking in the mirror.
Yes.
And and this is another video when we discuss women and men, traditionally, or not even traditionally, just generally looking in that mirror, females
and men.
That's what we have the issue of a female. That's the thing. Just to let you know what men talk about. That's women not admitting that they're wrong. Ever. Hardly ever. You know what I mean? Admitting that you're wrong and taking inventory and taking that responsibility to yourself. Like, I did this. The reason this happened could be because of me. The reason why this keeps happening
is a whole nother story.
It couldn't. I've been in 12 relationships and the same thing keeps happening. You may gotta look at yourself. So that's a good perspective. Okay.
So, I guess talk about from the male point of view. I'm a different breed, because in both my situations, I confronted my boyfriend at the time, and we talked about it. I was like, yeah, I did it. I stayed with him. Obviously, we didn't end up together. But it was a thing to where, like I said, I looked at myself first. I always know that there's a reason, and maybe there isn't a reason. Maybe you just mad that day and you decided to go do it. Okay, well, why were you mad? If it was something stupid, then yeah, we got some drama, we got some issues. But also, like I said, I think I'm gonna say 75 to 80% of the women stay because either there's history there's finances, there's kids.
Making that change is different, like stepping out.
Yeah, stepping out is hard. Yeah, it's hard. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? I mean, in a lot of cases, we can't just go home. We can't go to mama's house like some other people can, or, we may have a good friend we can stay with, but leaving someone takes a lot of effort and a lot of change, and sometimes it's just not worth it. what did what's his name say? I don't want to mess it up because he messed it up. I'm thinking of George Bush when he was talking about shame on me, shame on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. It's because, like he said, if it keeps happening, there's something else that's going on. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. So before I get into the males, one more thing I want to ask about a woman. So like, after you find out and after you start working it out, how do you avoid it coming back up? How do you avoid, because sometimes it'll get thrown around. It'll get thrown in your face, you know what I mean? I'm going to Atlanta with my guys, you know what I mean? Is that bitch gonna be there? I mean, what?
There needs to be boundaries. There needs to be a set of boundaries that are agreed upon and understood between the two of you. So one boundary may mean you don't get to travel yet. You're not traveling yet until I feel comfortable with you leaving town. If it's not, it may not be agreed upon.
That's another video.
Okay. It may be, and maybe some people are like, I need all of your access to your phones, your emails, your social media. I need all of that stuff so that I can check up on you regularly. I may need access to go through your phone whenever I want to. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing all of that. But there needs to be some boundaries. When you start feeling this way, you need to say something. Or we need to have weekly or, some sort of communication about what's going on. Are these things getting better? Are they not getting better? Right. So that you know how you're progressing, because some people, once you have that conversation, they just leave it until the next thing happens, and then it's like, well, we didn't say anything. Right. In my opinion, boundaries. Whatever you have to find out what makes you feel comfortable. Right. What makes you feel confident in moving on with this person. If it's a first time shame on me thing, there's really nothing. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna work on me. I'm gonna make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing to make sure you're good, you're taken care of. If it's you, then depending on what it is, maybe you was bowling every weekend and you wasn't really bowling. Well, I'm going with you.
Josh, you
we
hear
going
that?
Bowling together.
Josh, you hear that?
So
bowling alley, son.
Yeah, I don't know what your boundaries are, but I feel like that needs to be, because you have to find a way to move forward, and you have to find a way to know when the situation is closed. That's what happens, and why you keep bringing those things up, because there's no closure, there's no progress being made or seen in the relationship to make you feel like you're still number one in this relationship.
Okay. So, all right. So from a man's point of view. Me personally, I mentioned before, we feel that, when a woman cheats, it's something emotionally, mentally that she's not getting, or she feels that she's not getting from her significant other. So when she decides to step out, it's really something very serious, like in our opinion. Now for me personally, I really don't have time. I don't know, man. I'm older now, so I'm not, my mentality is not the same as it was when I was 25, 30. When I was that age, if something like that happened, it's a wrap. Easily. It's no question. There's no talking. I'm gonna make sure that it really happened and make sure that it's really what it is, but I really don't have, because for me, I don't have a problem leaving or starting over, or I've been doing that my whole life. I don't have a problem moving or doing whatever, so that's not a problem for me. And I place myself in high regards. I feel like I'm a person that deserves to be treated a certain way. So I'm going to make sure that that's happening. But now I agree with what Leeisha was saying. I will step back and look at the whole situation. You know what I mean? If If it's a physical thing, so like we mentioned, there's two types. If it's a physical thing, I don't know. I just don't. I can't promise you anything if it's a physical thing. If you're having conversations or you're, you know how social media is, texting is, or whatever. If you're having conversations and I find out you're obviously keeping a secret, you're obviously trying to hide it, then I have to find out what's going on. Mm-hmm. I need to confront you and see what's going on. What's the issue? Have we had that conversation before? Am I not doing what was asked that you wanted before? Mm-hmm. And then we can discuss how to move forward. I'm not gonna hold a grudge or anything. If I say we're moving forward, then we're moving forward. I'm not gonna go back and be like, nah, you can't, because I'm a one tolerance dude. If it happened again, it's a Reynolds wrap. It's over. Doobie and pins.
So do you think, not speaking for yourself, but maybe, and obviously we can't speak for all men or all women, but do you think men are like that one hit a quitter thing, or is it, I'm gonna give you another chance. We cool. We can try and make this work.
I think contrary to what I think a lot of men will give it another chance. Mm-hmm. Like, for real. I think because, I don't know if you know, men love hard, man. Let's stop fronting. Men, once they in it, we are in it. Like, men love hard. That's why we put up with a lot of that. Yes, I'm not going to front. Like, it may be some stepping out man, just to get attention. It's really just to get attention. Mm-hmm. Keeping it a buck. It's really just to get attention. But once we're in it, we in it, man. And I think there's definitely second chances given. Yeah. It's not, for me, it's not second and third and fourth and fifth. Nah. You're getting that mulligan. You getting that chance to start over. We're gonna start over fresh. I'ma start over as well. I'ma do everything you need me to do to prevent the situation again. Mm-hmm. But if it happens again, nah. And there's no hard feelings for me. It's just you just not it. So
yeah. So I'm thinking of the other person. So if I'm the person who cheated and I am continuously doing what I said I wouldn't do. Okay. And you keep staying. You keep giving me chances and opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm probably, as a man, I'm going to continue to do it until I get tired of it. Okay. You know what I mean? And keep it like, I'm in my 40s, man. So you get tired of it at some point. As a man, you do get tired of it at some point. You know what I mean? But if that person, if your spouse just keeps letting it rock, you're going to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not? Why stop?
Exactly.
You
why?
getting your cake because you can get it at home, and then you can go out and get it anytime you want to. So why? And why stop?
Okay. Yeah. So obviously, with us being older and experienced in relationships, I think it's great looking back and being able to say I could have handled that differently. Although I'm always been a person, and that always looks to better myself. How can I have handled that situation better or differently? I think the thing with women, and it may not be, I know it's not all women because obviously I can't speak for all women. Right. But for me, a lot of things, I'm emotionally driven, emotionally charged.
Scorpio. Scorpio.
So I am easily hurt. I'm easily offended. Mm-hmm. I love hard, and that's with anybody. My kids, my family. All those things happen. All those things take place. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it's hard for me to step out of that situation. Sure. I'm trying to think of a time where
it's a must.
Yeah.
You have to.
I'm trying to think of a time where I just went on 10 and what the result was. I think one time we had one blow up.
Yeah, you went on 10.
One blow up where I went on 10 and I packed his stuff up.
She went on
and
10.
I left it at the door and he was leaving. And I was like, wait, I was just playing. Also, Martin, I didn't want him to go. I was just mad and reactionary. And I packed his stuff and he was like, all right, I ain't finna be where I don't want, somebody don't want me to. And I was like, no. So I learned very quickly with him. He says that he means it. He don't. And
it's not a love lost thing at all. I love her with all my heart. You know what I mean? But I love me. You know what I mean? So on some real, like,
that's important.
If like when we have like that, we had an incident. We've had incidents. Let's not act like we ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've had incidents, email incidents or phone incidents. And when I've seen something that I didn't like, you know what I mean? I see it. Okay. You know what I mean? Because okay.
He probably made that face too.
Yeah. Okay. Leave for a while. I think I probably left for the night or something like that. I don't know. I went out or something. But then I'm address it. We're gonna talk about it and see what's popping. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not. If I deem it as it's not really crazy like that. It's disrespectful a little bit, but not crazy. Like, I don't think it would happen again. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you just get back to it, man. Yeah. But in the instance she's talking about, it's not that I don't love her at all. You know what I mean? That's far from the case, but I'm gonna leave. If you want me to leave, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out another time because you want me to leave for a reason. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna try to force myself to stay.
That's where maturity comes in, and you don't do something that you don't mean. I didn't
don't
want
say
him,
nothing. Yeah,
I didn't want him to leave, but I packed up all his stuff, left it at the door for him, and he was like, "All right, cool, I'm out." That's not what I wanted to have happen at all.
See, you think?
I was like,
like these movies, like Two Can Play That Game with Vivica Fox and Morris Chestnut. Yeah. All these rules and all that. Nah, that's not how I go, man.
Just keep it real. If the advice I have for any woman that is not, and we're not all fully developed or mature in our mind, because we all have our moments.
Sure.
Stop and think. And don't react to anything. Give it a couple of days. It's about
hard.
It is. Don't think about him. Don't think about her. Think about yourself. Think about the entire situation. What do you have invested in this? If you're somebody who's, a younger adult and you have no kids,
right.
Y'all ain't living together.
Right.
I mean, he cool and he's good looking and everything, but you know what? I'm cute.
There's plenty of good-looking people out there.
Listen, like he said, know your worth.
Yeah.
Know your worth. That would be the first thing I would say. Stop, think, know your worth, because everything after that, that thought process is going to be what you want to do. Like he said, a lot of times we leave it in the man's hands. Like, okay, what are we gonna do? Mm-hmm. Well, are you gonna leave me? What you want me to do?
Right. Right. He's never gonna say, bounce.
No.
Because he got you.
Right.
And he got what he want over here. He's never gonna say, yo, go ahead, go. Yes. Nah, what?
Yeah.
Not really. Not, 97, 8% of the times he's gonna say stay.
Right.
So.
Right. So I think that was pretty good.
No doubt. No diggity. If you have any questions, man, if you have any comments, you want us to touch on anything, please leave comments, man. Please.
Yes.
Like, we will answer, we will talk, we will discuss what y'all talking about. Or what
Highly encouraged.
No doubt.
And like we said before, we are not doctors, psychologists, therapists, anything like this. All of these things that we discuss in our videos are strictly our opinion or our experiences, and we in no way, shape, or form want to try to tell you what to do in your relationship, because number one, you grown, that's your business. But hopefully you can take something and move forward in a positive way in your own relationships. And
it's definitely not, we're not saying anything, we don't have any motives in this, we don't have any horses in this race, you know what I mean? We just trying to talk about what's going on and what we've experienced, and what we see.
Yeah.
Like we also see a lot, you know. We see a lot. We talk to people, you know. So it's a
so
lot out
please
here, man.
continue to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Definitely.
Follow us on Instagram, Joe_and_Leeisha.
And that's Leeisha.
Thanks, Mom.
Yes. All right, man.
We good?
Thank you.
We're good.